Tales of songs I can tell. It's the secret of Chun-Li, tales I know. Let go, can feel your mighty combine. Where the body fighting now. There is your body shine yourself and sound as the sea. Don't go on here to look until I see. We are for sure. I hear. Have the God of the body light. Read a child down low. Because I take one big drive of field. One out the end of the law. That the candle waits out. The way that's waits out. From here as I did. Shame the guy that's a going down. Fighting going down. Like a reaper looking time.
The world praises to whom? To strength, to dominance set, to those who never falter, never bleed, never doubt. But what about the ones who fight quietly, inside their own minds? The ones whose battles are invisible, whose scars are hidden, whose fears whisper louder than any crowd. That was me. I wanted to be the strongest woman alive, but my greatest opponent was staring back at me in the mirror. A woman, fragile, frail, and every step I took, that fear followed me, closer than my own shadow, sharper than any punch thrown at me. Do you know what it's like to be told, losing a fight in the arena? The fear that no matter how hard I fought, the world would never see me as more than fragile. But then something happened. One night, after a brutal death, I looked at myself, bloody, broken, exhausted, and asked a question that changed everything. What if my fear is not my weakness? That thought hit me like lightning. Tell me, have you ever lived with a war inside yourself? Have you ever feared that the very thing that makes you who you are is the thing that will break you? I carried that fear with me into every fight. My legs were strong, my kicks precise, but inside, I trembled. Not because of my opponents, but because of what I thought I represented. Every night, I would train until my legs ached, until my body felt like it could not move. But what hurts more than the bruises was the voice in my head whispering, and so, I stand before you today not as a woman, or as a woman who learned to fight with it. A runaway wreath. The year 1866 was marked by a bizarre development. Over a period of time, several ships had encountered an enormous thing at sea, a long spindle-shaped object, sometimes giving off a phosphorescent glow, infinitely bigger and faster than any whale. This phenomenal creature greatly exceeded the dimensions of anything then known to ichthyologists. It caused worldwide excitement. On July 20, 1866, The steamer Governor Higginson, from the Calcutta and Burringe Steam Navigation Company, encountered this moving mass 5 miles off the eastern shores of Australia. Captain Baker at first thought he was in the presence of an unknown reef, when 2 waterspouts shot out of this inexplicable object and sprang hissing into the air some 150 feet. Similar events were observed later also. This extraordinary cetacean could transfer itself from one locality to another with startling swiftness. 15 days later, the monster was sighted 2,000 leagues farther. An interminable debate then broke out between believers and skeptics in the scholarly societies and scientific journals.
For 6 months, the war ceased out. Now, it was no longer an issue of a scientific problem to be solved. Then, new facts were brought to the public's attention. The monster again became an iceless wreck or reef, but a runaway reef, unfixed and elusive. It came to light when on March 5, 1867, the Moravian from the Montreal Ocean Company had an accident with 237 passengers aboard. What do you think? When no obstacle could be found in the ocean, 3 weeks later, it reenacted under identical conditions. What about you? When the event caused an immense uproar, what will you do after knowing that it was a mistake? You will run away. Everyone does the same. The guard company to which this ship belonged was known the world over for its shrewd management. This is fear. Even every people know about their poor management. But still, the greatest fear was losing the little bit about of more money. But the truth is, everybody are greedy.